What causes shorts in Arduino hardware connections? Imagine flipping a switch and instead of your device turning on smoothly, a spark jumps out or the circuit stops working. That's often caused by a short circuit. Shorts happen when electricity finds an unintended path with very low resistance. In Arduino projects, this can happen in many ways. One common cause is connecting two Arduino pins directly together when one is set to output high voltage and the other to output low. This creates a direct path from 5 volts to ground through the microcontroller's transistors. It forces a large current that can damage the pins or the entire board. Always avoid connecting output pins directly to each other unless you add a resistor. Incorrect wiring is another big culprit. For example, reversing power and ground connections on sensors or modules can cause a short. If you connect the 5-volt line to ground or connect to power lines together, it creates a direct short. Always double-check wiring diagrams and use a multimeter to verify connections before powering up. Damaged components can also cause shorts. If a transistor, diode, or integrated circuit connected to your Arduino fails internally, it might create a path between power and ground. Replacing faulty parts is essential to prevent ongoing shorts. On custom printed circuit boards or breadboards, solder bridges or tiny bits of metal debris can accidentally connect traces or pins that should stay separate. These tiny bridges can cause sudden shorts. Carefully inspecting your board and cleaning it before powering up helps avoid this problem. External devices connected to your Arduino can also cause shorts. If a sensor or motor driver has a wiring fault or internal short, it can feed back into your Arduino's power lines. Using protective components like fuses or resettable circuit breakers on power lines can limit damage. Driving high-current devices directly from Arduino pins without resistors or external drivers can cause internal shorts. For example, powering a motor or large LED array without current-limiting resistors can overload the pin. Always include resistors from 220 ohms to 1000 ohms on output pins when controlling external components. To prevent shorts, always verify your wiring with a multimeter before powering your project. Use resistors on output pins to limit current. Avoid connecting to output pins directly together unless you understand the logic levels involved. Incorporate protective components like fuses or PTC resettable fuses on power lines. When working with external sensors or modules, add circuitry that can detect and isolate shorts. Inspect your physical boards for solder bridges or damage before powering up. Proper circuit design, careful wiring, and protective measures keep your Arduino safe from shorts. Understanding these causes helps you build reliable projects that won't damage your microcontroller or components.